Hello, I thought we'd look at a symbol and symbology connected with the sun wheel. So I'm sure you're familiar with the yin and yang. You could liken this to the sun and the moon and the light trail that causes a tail. So you could say that they're both going from the physical observation the same way as the sun and the moon. So you've got this light trail that comes behind. Of course, I could have done it the other way round, so the light trail goes the other way. Notice also the circles that are contained within this. There's a duality to the duality. For example, you have the little black circles surrounded by white. You see that little black circle because of the contrast of the white, and similarly you have its counterpart, its duality, to see the small light, it's surrounded in the black. Notice also you have two circles within a hole. The contrasts are within a hole, but there are more circles. They are half-hidden circles. So you can imagine to create the rest of the circle. So there's a duality in what you can see and what you can't see. Amazing, just got to 144 with that opening illustration. The ship is subconsciously relevant because you're on a ship, you're lost at sea, in the world of maritime law. Anyway, let's just have a look at something else, the sun wheel. Keep in mind the trail part. So, it's often expressed about fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, which gives you the letter F here. It's the sixth letter of the alphabet. I stated on a previous video that midway between 6 and 12, the 12th letter of the alphabet, which is L, the midpoint is not 9, but it is 8. So I'll show you why. So we take this F as being fight. So now we give it a turn. Now you've got a second F. And of course, there's another one and another one, depending on how you look at it, whichever way up it is. It becomes an F, 4 Fs, fight, fight, fleet, freeze, or fawn. And in its most modern, recognizable use of this symbol, not as something as good luck, you got those 4 Fs. Certainly if you look at the Eastern Front, there was fighting, there was definitely freezing, there was definitely flight in the retreat after, I suppose the moment would be Stalingrad, and from there on it was a flight, a retreat. And fawn, many did that to sort of try and escape persecution by their captors and so on. You notice that that symbol is often displayed, so it's diagonal. Now let's look at its counterpart. That's not to say that that symbol itself is evil. When it is that way round, it would imply that light trail, like of the yin and the yang, it's going anti-clockwise. So let's do it the other way. I would suggest that what you have here love as your foundation. You would need light, which would give you illumination, liberation, and it would be locus iste. It would be locked. Us is God energy. You'll see this symbol on many Indian temples, either way round. They're neither good nor bad, because you could also take the L to represent lack, loss, lust, lower chakras. Likewise, you could take this as being divine feminine, fortune, freedom. It's just perception of duality of the same thing. So the the sixth letter and the 12th letter is a midway point. Now, we just messed it up. As a sort of Third Reich Nazi symbol, when it's tilted that way, let's look at the centre of it, and you'll see the point. So effectively, with the Third Reich symbol, the centre of it, you've got a cross, you've got an X, you've got the mutable cross. Although its rules of the right-wing politics would seem to be very fixed and rigid, the duality is it represents a mutable cross, because see the darkness to see the light, to see its opposite counterpart. So you could say that this cross on the 4 L's as opposed to the 4 F's would form the fixed cross. But what else have you got? I have to reuse some of these matches. Because from the 8, there's also another 4. Or the 4 can be expressed in another way. And that would be the cardinal cross, which is also ascension, going upwards. They're just symbolic expressions of the same thing that are showing the duality. So the midway point between the 6th letter and the 12th letter, the F and the L, is the eternal, the 8, the mutable, the fixed, and the cardinal. So you also have a trinity in this. So I thought I'd just share a sort of deeper meaning to the symbology that is presented. You only got to look at Polaris as well, you'll see this. Or is it that one? I forget now, but it's all contrast, it's all duality. That's what it's always been about. It's a nursery. You only got to look at nature to see that it is a place for seeds to grow or not grow. Do ye not know that ye are gods, but you will die as men? This whole experience is to learn and grow and become a co-creator, to become a physical manifestation of Source itself that is playing in that which it has created. So you have guidance all around you, both in symbology, through man, through one of many Adams that would have come up with a symbol, that would have come up with what you know as letters, shapes, symbols, expressions, other ways of saying things that would contain like The Reich was envisaged as being a 1,000-year Reich, so the symbol would express and paint a picture of 1,000 words, 1,000 letters. So look deeper when you see these symbols, see what is being presented to you, and turn inwardly, weigh things up inside yourself, realize that there is duality. We're in a realm where you basically have this, the contrast between the two. Whether you deem that as being good and that as being bad, that's up to you. But if you stay just in this, you miss the whole picture. It's the same with this reality. If you frame a picture, that doesn't have to be a physical picture, but something you frame when you blink and you take an impression of what you see with the external eyes. You'll frame that automatically by the context of which it's in. But the picture that is being painted is an eternal one. It's not framed because it is beyond time itself. It is just that time will tell. It is an expression in this, and part of the nature of this physical reality. But we are going into a magical age where things are going to change, where what was subconscious becomes fully conscious. There may not be many who see in this Jupiterian impulse, but know that even if you don't, you're a step closer to seeing it, because you're going through an experience of witnessing the change. But the change has to come from within you. It always comes from the unseen and then is manifest into the seen from the... This is a story that is since time immemorial. Why is it time immemorial? Because I'm the memorial. There is no physical memorial. It would be like looking for a Gothic Victorian headstone to Abraham. There is no memorial except the memorial is the memory at your deepest level of your soul. That is the real memorial. It's a memory of the all, the I and the all as one. But Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall and had a great fall. We had to fall into the physical reality to go through the experience of human. That's all it is. It's a beautiful experience in which to learn and to grow. It is basically a nursery as much as it is a diagnostic zone. But I sincerely hope that you will come out of this experience not to die agnostic, but to truly know who you are, to truly recognize that everything external of you is a reflection of you, there to help you, there to guide you. And the beautiful thing is, it's multidimensional, because each and every one of you is a sun. So you could say that with the Jupiter impulse, we would be going into not a heliocentric world, but a wheeliocentric world. A wheel made up of many wheels, the flower of life pattern is another expression of it, where each of us has an open chakra, which is like an open petal, which links almost like two leaves holding hand, and you create that flower of life pattern as each petal, each center of each flower is a fully active conscious sun, a fully active co-creator that knows that they are an expression of one in an individual form. What a magical world that Jupiterian impulse reality could really be. And like I've said, and it's almost worthy of being a sort of catchphrase as we move into the age of Jupiter or Venus or both or none of the above. It is all potential. What world you find yourself in will be entirely down to what is within inside you, whether you have unlocked it, whether you have learned the lesson of the language in which the body speaks, in which the heart speaks, in which the gut feeling speaks, as opposed to the way the lower conscious mind thinks. The key is to go deep inside and see it in feeling. The secret, as Neville Goddard says, is in the feeling. Love to you all.